Do you expect 380 or 348 by the end of that play?
Look, we knew it was going to be tough. We knew we were going to be facing quality bowlers on a wearing pitch. But I always had hope that if we knuckle down, we give ourselves the best chance to try and score, give us a bit of a platform to allow us to express ourselves a little bit. We could always get to the position that we are. We knew it was going to be hard work. A lot of stern messages were given out this morning in our huddle, and it's nice to see that the new faces or even the older faces knuckle down and do the bit for the side. It's tough playing Test cricket in India. You're always up against it. They're always coming at you. But I felt with previous experiences of playing against them that if you apply yourself, you give yourself opportunity, you can get there. The previous stats and history of playing against them proves that if you allow yourself time, you give yourself the best opportunity with your defensive game, your attacking game will come naturally, and you'll be able to get into the position that we are now.
The attacking game that you speak of, you could get on top as you did.
Maybe a little bit of both, but I think it's a game plan going forward. Don't want to give too much away, but yeah, I'd like to think it was me trying to be a little bit more, putting my stamp on my innings, not allowing them just to bowl to me, which has happened in the past. I've learned over the last few years that I can play the spinning ball. I've played a lot of cricket around the world and developed my game in the county circuit, and that's the reason why I ultimately go and play it, is to develop. And it's nice to see that the results and all the hard work that I've applied overseas pay off in days like today, and ultimately also be a leader within our side. We've lost quite a few senior heads, and our side needs some leadership and a few old faces stand up, because we've got quite a young squad here.
You look quite emotional when you got to it, given the circumstances.
Look, any three-figure mark for South Africa is a massive moment for me. It's always an emotional time. It's like a lot of hard graft that's happened in the past and previous series where you failed. You know, you look back at that, you realize that it's very special. But I think even in the trying conditions that we have, we don't experience the heat that we'd like this back home. The wickets obviously wears down quite quickly. So yeah, I'd like to think it was maybe my best 100 I've had for South Africa, especially playing against the powerhouse of India, and just showing them that last time was a little bit easier, and this time I'm not going to be a pushover.
Just finally, you spoke about the senior players and sort of turning them around.
I would have taken anyone really to stand up and score runs or get wickets for us, but it's good for our morale as a leadership group to show that, listen, we're still here and we're still extremely proud of playing for the badge. By no means we're going to sit back. We've had a lot of trying times the last few years, maybe the last few series with the Proteas, and it was awesome to see the older guys actually, without even speaking about it, stand up as one and really unify our batting unit. I think the younger guys will feed off that as well, and it's just going to inspire them more to do well for the team. I think the environment that we've created has always been one of, we want to do well. You never want to do badly. But the bad times, they happen, and you've got to cherish the good times when they come your way.
Before the series, can you sort of throw some light?
I've played 5 months of county cricket, that's what I've done. No, but I've played every off-season that we have, which is our winter. I go and play county cricket. And that's an extremely big motivating factor for me for my career. That always improves me as a player. You can ask any pro when he goes and plays overseas in the UK if it's a good experience for them, and I think more times than none that they'll say yes. So for me, it's when I have spare time, I try and go play county cricket, and I have the opportunity to do that because our seasons don't overlap. So yeah, and I actually played against Ash in county cricket as well, which was also quite challenging because we played on a spinning wicket as well. So I knew what we're going to experience in India, so it was a good test for me. Yeah, so I'd like to think that this innings didn't come by fluke. I think it came because I've done the hard work. I've spent a lot of time away from home, which you've got to sacrifice. And I'd like to sit on this end of the table saying that it wasn't by luck.
When you spoke about county cricket, but can help a batsman to play some national match.
Definitely, I think he's obviously an experienced player when he played. I think it's just a different foreigner giving you different intel on conditions that you're going to potentially experience. He might just say one thing that might sit in your head the whole time, and you might focus on that one specific topic that you spoke of. I've played a lot of years. I've played 13 years of pro cricket, and I'd like to think that I've got experience on my side. And even the little chats that we have, something might just trigger me and make me think differently in a game plan. But he's been brilliant. He's just always going out and saying, back yourself as a player, use your experiences, which I've really enjoyed. It's nice to have a foreign coach who's used to the conditions actually come and say to you, you know what, it's not really that bad. Don't always look at it as a minefield. Focus your attention off the wicket and maybe just focus more on a game plan point of view, which has been nice to have him around. It's a bit of a breath of fresh air we're having him around. He's a nice chap to have a chat to, and yeah, he just makes you think a little bit differently about batting in India.
Dean, you spoke about facing Ashwin. It looks from the outside like you've looked a lot more like whatever, in control. Like
Yeah, I'm not playing the player. I'm playing the ball that's coming my way now. He can get me another 10 times. I couldn't care. I'm trying to perform. I'm facing the ball coming my way. If you face 100 balls, sooner or later he's going to get you out a few times. That's just the nature of facing that bowler over and over and over. He's going to get you out. Just deal with it. I'm not going to sweat over how many times he's got me out or how many times he's still going to get me out, which I'm comfortable with. But it's about how I approach facing the ball coming my way now and not looking at the player I'm playing against.
But is there something you changed around that time?
No, I remember it was a spinning wicket as well in Centurion that they produced. It was like playing in Mumbai. No, I can't say I've changed much. I'd like to think I've played a lot of spin since then. County cricket, you face a lot of spin. The ball actually spins in England now because it's so dry, which is obviously a good experience, but it's maybe just my mindset going into batting now. I'd like to think that I've grown a lot as a player since that particular test match in Centurion. There's been a lot of cricket played. I don't just sit at home and do nothing. I actually go and play a lot of cricket, which obviously leads me into good stead for experiences like this. I think Tim and my partnership didn't last very long, but we gel, we bounce off each other quite well. We're more prone to defence than attack. Faf and I bounce off each other. We've played a lot of cricket with each other for the Proteas, and we love batting with each other. I think we've got a lot of 100 partnerships in the last few, maybe 6 or 7 years. So we gel already. You don't have to work hard on it. We just have that connection. Quinny is someone I know I can be really solid. I can set up his innings for him. He can come out and play naturally. Just by giving him the sense of, okay, this partnership's gonna be hopefully working well for us. So yeah, it ebbs and flows quite a lot. We bounce off each other. Sometimes a guy like Quinny has to go defensively and I might be attacking. So it's a combination of a lot of things. Test cricket is made up of so many small moments in 5 days. And I'd like to think we had 2 very good moments today in the partnership with Faf and the partnership with Quinny, which ultimately has put us in a reasonably good position in this test. So yeah, there's so many little moments, and those kind of partnerships obviously influence. It's silence. and I mean, that's ultimately, it influences the batting unit, and it's good to have the senior guys stand up and lead from the front.
And you talked about the younger heads. Where do you see yourselves building towards as a team?
It's a very good question. That it's no secret that we are in a building phase within Cricket South Africa. The test side, it's like so many new faces. Like, you got to get used to the personalities as well. It's still like, you're still treading water with a few guys because you don't really know how they respond to quite a lot of things, but we've got a lot of characters within our side. We've got some experienced heads who's played a lot of domestic cricket back home, and they know the environment. And then you've got a lot of young guys who's obviously immensely talented, and they need time to grow, and they're gonna fail. I mean, that's a foregiven conclusion that young players will fail, but it's how you as a senior group allow them to fail and allow them to grow. So I'd like to see things moving in the right direction. I'd like to see that today, particularly, is a massive influence within our structure and within our squad. And I know the young guys will always feed off the energy that the older guys are giving off. So I'd like to see today as being a very inspirational day for Cricket South Africa. And hopefully we can build on it. I mean, this by no means done. We're still going to have tough days, and we appreciate that as well. You've got to go through the tough times to really enjoy the good days. So yeah, we're still in a very, very infant kind of situation as a squad. But if you just allow us a lot of time, we're gonna get there. We've got really good young cricketers coming up now, and you just got to be a little bit patient. We've lost a lot of experienced test players. We've lost 2 guys who've got over 200 tests together. You can't replace that overnight.
Tighten the game maybe, top of your...
Yeah, I think it's not just playing county cricket. Even if you can go play club cricket, there's still some very good club cricket in the UK where you can still learn. I think you learn more as a person as well. You get to know yourself a little bit more when you have to do your own washing. But back home we're fortunate because we don't have to do that. But when you're in England, you got to do your own washing, for instance. So I mean, as a person you learn, as a player you grow, and if you have that opportunity, definitely it's something that I don't really turn down. If I have opportunity to go over to England and play as overseas, I do it. I've been very fortunate to be involved with Surrey there for the last few years. So it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say no to those opportunities, especially if it's going to only enhance you as a player.
Yeah, if you were the captain with such good, lovely interactions.
No, you seem quite quiet today. No, he's a phenomenal bowler, and it's always a good challenge with him. Always going to appreciate the moments we have on the field. I'm not going to say anything. I just try and let my bat do the talking, and I might have won today, but there's still going to be many battles. And with regards to the Faf story, it's a tough one. It's very tough. I've got to choose my words here. No, I think it's a position where we can have a guy like Temba come in and grow. Being in India, it's always going to be hard work. So it's almost like a microscope position at the moment. Just because of who we're playing against and where we're playing, it's always going to be tough for a young guy to come in there and try and nail that position down. But I think it's, if we just allow him to experience that position, he'll grow as a player. He's done very well for South Africa and the Lions back home now the last few seasons. So yeah, it's also nice to have a guy like Faf at 5, because if you 3 down, for instance, we can get ourselves into a building position. Naturally, you don't want to be 3 down, but if there is like a scenario that we had overnight and today, it's nice to have a calm head and experienced head in Faf. It worked out for us nicely today, and yeah, it's a new batting lineup as well. It's not concrete, nothing's been set in stone, so we still have to identify certain positions, I guess, for our batting unit, but I'd like to see our batters quite settled at the moment.